Hi everyone, this is Jill Celeste from the Celestial Marketing Academy, where I teach entrepreneurs all they need to know about marketing so they can become the director of marketing for their business. Today, let's talk about Twitter. I know a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with Twitter because it's kind of one of those social media platforms that has a bit of a learning curve to it. You have to master the jargon, you have to understand how to use it, and for a lot of people that's very challenging. And then once they master the jargon and they get on the platform, then they get really frustrated because it doesn't seem to be working for them. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you the one thing you need to do on Twitter in order for you to be a Twitter success. So here's the thing. Twitter is designed for conversations. It is really one of the most intuitive social media sites for conversations. But what happens is a lot of entrepreneurs, they set up Hootsuite or TweetDeck or whatever they're using, and they schedule their tweets and they retweet content and they're concentrating on what hashtags to use and maybe monitoring their mentions, and they're kind of into the mechanics behind Twitter. And what we forget is that the mechanics, yes, you need to have, but without the conversation piece, your Twitter efforts are really not going to go very well. Because when you are just worried about hashtags and you're worried about tweeting your content, you're pushing, and that never works on Twitter. So I want to inspire you to focus instead on Twitter conversations. And there's really a lot of ways to do that, but I want to share with you 3 techniques that I know work very effectively. So the first thing is, you always hear you want to retweet other people's content, right? If you find a tweet that is something that is kind of cool or with something that your followers would be interested in, you would just retweet it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to challenge you to take that a step further. If the tweet is long and you can only retweet it without adding any commentary, then what I recommend you do is after you do that retweet, tweet back to that person, do a mention to that person, say, hey, I found that article very interesting, whatever kind of information you want to provide back. That's how conversations start. So don't just simply do a flippy kind of retweet. Actually converse back with the person who originally tweeted that content, thank them for the information or whatever kind of conversation you want to have. It's a very easy way to get the conversation going on Twitter. The second thing you can do is to get involved in Twitter chats. There are Twitter chats all the time. If you're not familiar with them, basically they are an event on Twitter and they have a specific hashtag, and they're usually held at a regular time, every Tuesday at noon or every third Thursday at 4 p.m. They're always there, and they're moderated by one or more people who put questions out there and you respond. So you get to actually converse on a topic, and you can find a Twitter chat in your industry. There's probably hundreds of them. So find some Twitter chats, observe at first if you're not quite sure how to get in there, but once you do, really be part of that conversation. And if you find someone whose philosophies agree with you, then connect with that person. Tweet during that Twitter chat and say, hey, I totally agree with you. Or the opposite, have a lively debate. But a Twitter chat is 30 to 60 minutes of your time, and it really allows you to have concentrated conversations, and you make great connections with people from that Twitter chat. So that's my second tip. My third tip is to ask the Twitterverse certain questions. Use it as a market research tool. You can, with the right hashtag, ask, what is your, like for me, I might say, what is your big social media challenge? Or, how are you finding, what challenge do you have using Twitter? Those types of things. And I would use hashtags. And I would ask it more than once, during different times of the day. And that really disperses the conversation because you are throwing a question out there. And people are more than happy to answer. And then from there, you can just keep conversing with those people. So I hope these 3 tips help you kind of get those creative juices flowing on how you can have meaningful Twitter conversations, because here's what happened. That pulls people to you. And whenever you pull people to you through your marketing, that's when the magic happens. So don't worry about those scheduled tweets and those hashtags too much. Really focus on your Twitter conversations, and that's when you'll see a big difference in your Twitter efforts. So if you need any other marketing advice, come on over to my website at jillceleste.com And until next time, here's to your marketing success, and have a great day.